Just be mindful of what may come out of it. And he was saying how powerful speaking is, and the words that you speak over yourself is. Um, Speak a thing and it is so. The power of life and death is in the tongue. So before I heard this sermon, I would be somebody that like, well, look, if I'm supposed to go, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna stop my life because I'm scared about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But then he also said, he really made me open my eyes to be like, you know what? When you say stuff like that, you might be shortening your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, you should speak like, oh, I'm going to live a long life. Like, it's not about, oh, when I go, so I'm supposed to go. I mean, yes, but no. At the same time, you could speak. Don't be afraid to speak along. Just because you have homies that's gone, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to speak a long life over yourself, because words are powerful. And I guess I still be thinking about like fate and destiny and free will and stuff like that. And I feel like the way that we speak and the way that we move, we're constantly manifesting. You know what I'm saying? So it may seem like, oh, this is set in stone, but if you really pay attention to your thinking, if your thinking has been in a place where it's like continuously, like you continuously thinking the same thing, or maybe your thoughts have been passed down from um prior generations. So that thinking, it like, and you thinking it now, presently, like we build up our tomorrows based on what we think today, you dig? So it's really important to look at how you, like you said, how you value yourself, and how you value other people through what you're talking about. And he said we got to learn how to love, and that's facts, 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 facts on facts. Because I did realize something like recently, growing up now, da da da. It's like, like in my own life, it's like people don't really, there's a lot of people that don't love themselves, and it's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't know how. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we call love, it's not love. You know what I'm saying? It's not really truly loving yourself for real. Like, it's just, it's like people throw the word love around, but love is an action word. So it's really about doing things for yourself that makes you feel loved. And sometimes you got to discover what that is. So, yeah. So he said, speak into young people's life. And that's what's up, because that's what I want to do. For people that may look up to me. Now, before I would be like, I ain't trying to be nobody's role model. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to do that, especially when they want to live their life how they want to live it. You know what I'm saying? And not be concerned about somebody looking up to them, and they might be doing what they feel like doing, but it's not really a good thing, like what they're doing. So nobody would really want, a role model. And then it might feel like it's stifling, like, oh, I got these people watching me, and I just want to live my life. But at the same time, I guess, I don't know if it's a maturity thing, I don't know, but you just get to a point where it's like you do want to set a good example, and the best way to do that is through your own life. So you want to speak into young people's lives, positivity, life. You want to speak life into them. And he gave us a little assignment. He said, read the first 2 chapters of Genesis. And he's just saying, like, search and research the Bible and stuff. Another page, hold on. Okay, so he's about like speaking and speaking things into existence. Like in Genesis, basically saying that everything God created, he spoke to it. God, and also he said that God created an environment for everything to exist. And that's facts. And he said God created an environment for everything to exist. When you remove something from its environment, it dies. And that's facts. And I feel like society is so far removed from their, like, people are so far removed, human beings are so far removed from their environment. And when you look at nature, when you look at the trees and the birds and the animals, it's like as the animals that we're not tampering with. It's like the trees, you see the trees grow and they thrive and they don't need to do anything extra for them to, they don't have to struggle. You see how human beings, a lot of us are struggling? It's like if you stay true to yourself and you stay true to how you naturally supposed to be, you're taken care of. Like Mother Nature, Gaia, Earth takes care of you. Just like the trees are taking care of the birds. Don't be concerned. Like the birds, like, yeah, they hunt and stuff like that, but I don't know. I ain't never been in a bird's life. I don't know. They might have their own struggles. But at the same time, it's like when you God created this environment for us for a reason. Like, and I feel like before we really like fucked it up and messed it up or whatever, we was more so happier or whatever. Like, I feel like human beings have like 3 cups: mind, body, and soul. And if you got those 3 cups filled up, then you good. You abundant. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have those 3 cups filled up. But society and the world, dang, I feel like I'm getting emotional. What's wrong? Okay. Okay, but society and the world makes things, they make abnormal things seem normal. And we get so far removed from our natural states of being. And that's why we suffer. And that's why there's a lot of issues, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, okay, let's take me for example, like mind, body, and soul. Like, I feel like my soul cup, I don't want to say it's full, but I feel like it's good. You know what I'm saying? My body cup, I'm working on my body cup. My actual 3D day-to-day what's going on right now cup, I'm working on that because I'm somebody who can meditate and just be feeling good. And I just be feeling good and great and I'm smiling and happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm good, I'm great. Listen to some music, my soul is happy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to be mindful of your body because you got to eat. You got to pay rent. You got to do this. And that's important. You got to balance it out. Like mind, body, and soul. Like, or your mind. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you're putting positive things into your mind. Because everything, like, we consume stuff. You know, it's not just food. You know what I'm saying? Like, the energy around us, we take that shit in. And that affects us. And being irritated, have an attitude or whatever, that's not how we're supposed to be. That's not our natural state. That low vibration, that low frequency, that's not where we're supposed to be. And even if you might feel like, oh, misery loves company, you know a whole lot of miserable people and they might be straight, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they bankroll straight or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it got to be balanced out. Like, we're supposed to mind, body, and soul, mind, body, and soul. Like, it's supposed to be balanced out or whatever because that's how we really feel good. That's how we feel abundant. That's how our chakras are aligned. That's how our chakras are popping. Like, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just continue with my notes. He said, we are in God's image. We're created in God's image and likeness. Created in God's image and likeness. Source. We're created in its image and likeness. What is source? Source is spirit. We're created in God's image and likeness. Source is spirit. So if we're created in God's image and likeness, and so just like when people have children, and boom. Oh, you just like your daddy, just like your mom. So we just like our daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like our spiritual daddy, right? Spirit. So that means we're spirit too. Spirit. That's what that means. So it's like he's like above us in that way that we can go to get counseled from the spirit, from source. And and a lot of people try to counsel source, like, oh, I need you But that's what he said. He's saying that we'll be like, oh God, I need you to do it like this. And it's like, this already, I'm going to say it's already set, but we have a spirit in us, like our inner compass. And if it's not clogged up with a lot of the bullshit that people are bumping right now or whatever, then we'll be able to clearly hear it and heed the wisdom of it. So basically, a lot of people see their children as extensions of themselves. I don't really think that's that healthy. But anyway, but he's saying that your purpose your purpose is to be an extension of God's kingdom in heaven. We're here on this earth to be an extension of God's kingdom in heaven. Now, I believe that there's heaven on earth. And I feel like that's on your mindset and also how in tune you are. You can experience heaven on earth. You don't have to wait. It's here now. So, and if I'm not mistaken, the kingdom is within us. So our purpose is to show people that. Live our lives in a way that they see that, oh, we could see the heaven beaming out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But you could see the light in heaven beaming out somebody's face because they're so filled with light. You know what I'm saying? Like,